I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. Fair use. Yeah, I said, come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. On the walk this morning, I'm walking, y'all, is Katie Rowe from Remembering Slavery. After Emancipation Proclamation, which is this Sunday, trying to save my feet and toes. And this is they cut me up until I'm just a nose. Lorenzo Ezel. Lorenzo Ezel. Thanks for hanging in there. Y'all. Trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah. I said I'm walking. Fair use. Trying to stay ahead. Fair use. Sugar cane.
www.pri.org. Remembering Slavery is available on cassette with a companion book. For more information, call 800-233-4830. Remembering Slavery is made possible by major grants from the National Endowment for the Humanities.
Hold on. Was I supposed to flip this? Because, no. Okay, hold on, y'all. Go ahead walking. It's Friday. It's the end of Kwanzaa for us that we're sharing together. When we come back, it'll be 2023. Let's see. Okay. I had to do it all the way to the end. Yes. When we meet up on Monday, it'll be 2023. Emancipation Proclamation Day is Sunday. Nia, purpose. Habargani. Okay. What's the news? Purpose. What's the news? Purpose. Hey, Smith, for some reason, I see you comment on my walks, but I don't see them. Let's see how this goes. Maybe that's it.
This program contains sensitive language and content.
PRI, Public Radio International.
Remembering Slavery is made possible by major grants from the National Endowment for the Humanities.
See?
Dedicated to expanding American understanding of human experience
they'll
and
hit me
cultural
with
heritage,
copyright if I didn't put up
and the
free
Corporation for Public Broadcasting,
fair use.
with additional support from the Southern Humanities Media Fund and the Alabama Humanities Foundation.
I'm trying to make it so y'all can see my feet. You know I got priorities on this walk. Seeing this old mug is not the priority. This old mug.
We belong to people.
See, the white folks would have church in the morning, then they'd let the colored people have church at their church in the evening.
During slavery.
During slavery time. I can remember when And
Doctrine.
Well, now, they tell me to the year for the folk know they was free.
See, the master commission put me. He quit praying until he asked the Lord, have mercy on the master. Lord, have mercy on the master. My soul was
Ain't that some shit?
If I thought that I'd ever be
They
a
beating
slave
her and
again,
telling her to have
I'd
mercy
take
on the master that's
gun
been
and
how
end it
poison
all right
life.
away. Because you're nothing but a dog.
Everybody's scared of the
Another
United
thing
States
but a
because
dog.
we're here. They know what wars are. They know the power and the might. We don't know it. And they didn't know it until after they was dead. Mighty Moors, honey. The mighty Moors. But these low life, Hatfields and McCoy, okay, you conquered us. You imprisoned us. Like eventually they'll let those people at Guantanamo Bay go.
Those who survived
But they kept
tell
us
their story.
for hundreds of years. Or we wouldn't free ourselves because they erase our history. You don't know the power that you have and how you can harness energy. You have no idea. They made sure you didn't know. Oh, the rest of this we're going to finish on Martin Luther King Day because we can only do a little time in this before they hit me with
My
copyright
name
and
is
shit.
Trania Stewart. When I was a little girl, about 5 or 6 years old, I used to sit on the garret, the front porch. In the Mississippi Delta, the front porch was called a garret, and listen to Papa Dallas. He was blind and had these ugly scars around his eyes.
Wait a minute.
One day I asked Papa
Hold
Dallas, what happened to his eyes?
Y'all keep walking.
Well, dog.
Y'all keep walking. Keep walking. I forgot to put in the second tape. But I'm 65. I'm sure y'all can relate. Well, you can't if you ain't 65, but yes, there's 2 tapes. Oh my goodness. Well, when the last time you used tapes? It's been a dog's age since I used tapes. I even had to buy a tape player.
This program contains sensitive language and content.
Okay, where's the second one? I was like, wait a
Public
minute.
Radio International.
I heard this before.
Remembering Slavery is
And
made
not like I've
possible by
heard it
major
before.
grants from the National
Like
Endowment
I've
for
heard it
Humanities,
before over 30 years
dedicated
ago.
to
And
expanding American
since
understanding
then,
of human experience and cultural heritage, and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with additional support from the Southern Humanities Media Fund and the Alabama Humanities Foundation.
Alabama. The largest encampment
We were
of the
slaves.
conquered people.
We belonged to people.
See, the white folks would have church in the morning, then they'd let the colored people have church at their church in the evening.
During slavery.
In slave time.
And like it's a special, it's a wonderful occasion.
Well, now, they tell me to the year for the folk know they was free.
See, the master commission put me. He quit praying until he asked the Lord, have mercy on the master. Lord, have mercy on the master. My soul was
Do you see that?
If I thought that
The
I'd
master
ever be a
whipped
slave
her
again,
and
I'd
tell
take
her to pray
gun
for
and
him because he
end it
whipped her.
all
And we
right
still
because you're
doing
nothing but
that
a dog.
to this day.
Another thing but a dog.
Me, I'd be wishing death on him, if not trying to kill him myself. Gotta do better, y'all. Diaspora Americans Progressive Political Party. You can't keep kissing asses. You can't keep doing it. The ancestors are not happy. They're not happy.
Remembering slavery. Those who survived
Mighty
tell their
Moors
stories.
were conquered and enslaved. Not dumb people in trees. They developed culture. and civilizations. They looked at the sky. They did medicine, everything. Them Hatfields and McCoys and them bricks, they poisoned you. They poisoned us. Ancestors ain't happy. They right here. You talking about some blonde-haired, blue-eyed sandal guy.
Delia Garlick of Montgomery, Alabama, sat on her porch and insisted that she was 100 years old. She had no good words for slavery days. She said, "Them days was hell. I was growed up when the war come and I was a mother before it closed. Babies was snatched from their mother's breasts and sold to speculators. Oh, children who separated from sisters and brothers and never saw each other again. Course they cried. You think they don't cry when they were sold like cattle? I could tell you about it all day, but even then, you couldn't guess the awfulness of it. It's bad to belong to folks that own your soul and body, and they can tie you up to a tree with your face to the tree and your arm fast and tight round it. Who take a long curling whip and cut the blood. Ever lick? Oh, trusting was the only hope for the poor black critters in them days.
She said trust.
But just prayed for strength to endure it to the end.
No more enduring.
Delia Garlick was interviewed by an employee of the Federal Writers'
You gotta
Project.
stop being scared.
Beginning in the late
gotta stop
1930s,
being
interviewers
scared.
collected the memories of thousands
We
of
ain't even
former
going
slaves.
through what they going through.
In this
We got
program,
another kind of hell.
dramatic readings of some of
But
these
hell, they
written
wasn't as
interviews
scared as
are
y'all is.
performed by actors
Diaspora.
Daniel Jones, Louis Gossett
Americans.
Jr., Debbie Allen,
Progressive.
Melba Moore,
Political
Clifton
party.
Davis,
If y'all want
Johnny
to stop
Sawyer,
that.
and myself,
This
Tania
madness.
Stewart.
With these
Some of the
Hatfields and
interviews
McCoys.
were actually audio recorded by scholars. You will also hear
If you really want to be
excerpts from
free,
these historical recordings that captured the voices of men and women
political
who
parties.
remembered slavery.
You want to hit a
Let
blow.
former slaves tell you, in their own words,
Block them
of their
fucked
lives
up
in
laws.
bondage and what it was like to be a slave.
Get rid of the electoral
no
college.
more.
My name is Fountain Hughes. I was born in Charlottesville, Virginia. My grandfather belonged to Thomas Jefferson. My grandfather was 115 years old when he died. And now I am 101 years old.
Can't you see the history they telling you is a lie?
Just go ahead and talk away there. You don't mind me, Uncle Sam? Who did you work for, Uncle Sam?
Who did I work for?
Yeah,
You mean when I was a slave?
yeah, when you were a slave, who did you work for?
Well, I belonged to Burners when I was a slave. My mother belonged to Burners. And Burnley died during the wartime because he was afraid he'd have to go to war. But now, and in them days, you could hire a substitute to take your place. Well, he couldn't get a substitute to take his place, so he ran away from home. And he took hold. And when he come back, the war was over, but he died. And then, if he had lived, couldn't have been no good. The Yankees just come along and just broke the mill and rolled all the flour out in the river and broke the stove and sold all the meat out in the street, sold all the sugar out. And we boys would pick it up and carry it and give it to mill missus and master, young masters, until we come to be. Well, I don't know, to tell you the truth. When I think of it today, I don't know how I'm living.
101-year-old Fountain Hughes had lived through
And y'all
some of the
can't
most
wait to go to the
trying
doctor.
times
To
in
them
American
same
history.
people that hate you guts.
So did Mary Bauer.
Primary care
She was
physician.
81 years
How you
old
gonna make
when
somebody
she was
primary
interviewed
care that
in
hate
Raleigh,
your
North
whole guts?
Carolina. actress,
Still
director,
think that you
choreographer,
is the most
and
ignorant
producer
person on the
Miss
earth,
Debbie
and
Allen
ain't life worth ain't
interprets the
nothing.
written responses
But
of
y'all
Mary
run there and
Barber.
sit in that office for
One of the
hours.
first things that I remember was my pappy waking me up in the middle of the night, dressing me in the dark. All the time telling me to keep quiet, quiet. When the twins hollered some and Pat put his hand over his mouth to keep it quiet, and after we was dressed, he went outside and peeked around for a minute, then he came back and got us. And we then sneaked out the house and along the woods path. Pappy toting one of the twins and holding me by the hand, and Mammy carrying the other two.
More daddies. I don't know what y'all doing now. Y'all Hatfield and McCoy's daddy.
With the bushes slapping my legs, and the wind seemed to be just sighing in the trees, and the hoot owls and the whippoorwills hollering at each other from the big trees. I was half asleep, but I sure was scared. Ooh, scared. But in a little while, we passed a plum thicket, and there was the mules and the wagon. There was the quilt at the bottom of the wagon, and on this they lays us youngins. And Pappy and Mary gets on the board across
They
the
said,
front
oh,
and drives off down
they was
that
free.
road.
They could just
Oh,
walk
I
off
sure
in
was
the
scared.
encampment. You
I
call
sure
it
was
plantation.
scared, too.
Stop calling it that.
Driving
It's an
along,
encampment.
I listened to Pappy and
And you
Mary
just
talk.
can't walk off an
Pappy
encampment.
telling Mary about the Yankees coming to their plantation.
If that's the case,
burning the
a lot of
cornfields
prisoners
and
wouldn't be.
smokehouse and just
Prisoners.
tearing up, just throwing everything. He says right low that they done took Master Jordan down to Norfolk, and that he stole the mules and the wagon and the skate. Oh, we was scared of them Yankees to start with, but the more we thinks about running away from our masters, the scared we get to them Rebs. Anyhow, Pappy say that we
She don't understand why we still scared. We ain't even got that going on.
Everybody travels all night.
But we can't
Hid
put
in
a
the woods
political
all
party
day for a
together.
long time, but
Even in the
after a
60s,
while we get the
they knew to put a political party together to stop these Hatfields
I
and McCoys.
reckon we stayed there
And in 20,
several
soon to be
days,
23,
50 days.
y'all can't even
The
grasp that.
Yankees took this place, so we stopped over and had a heap of fun. A heap of fun dancing and such while we was there. Oh, it was nice. And the Yankees tell Pappy to head for New Bern, and he would be took care of there. So to New Bern we go. Yeah, and he goes to New Bern. Mm-hmm.
In July 1864, my master's regiment captured a gang of Yankee soldiers and brought them into camp to keep them until they could be transferred to Libby prison.
Cousins fighting. The Civil War.
We were
Cousins
in
fighting.
camp, up
Hatfield and
near
McCoys.
Fredericksburg.
That's all they do.
At that time, the rebels
Fight
were
for
trying to take
and
Washington.
get high.
It was May 28, 1937, when William I. Johnson Jr. was interviewed. At the time, he was a 97-year-old retired building contractor. Clifton Davis brings the transcript of his interview to life.
I didn't know what the war was all about, nor why they were fighting. But when the rebels were out on the battlefield, a few pickets were left to guard the prisoners, and the servants got a chance to talk to the Yankee prisoners. They explained to us about slavery and freedom. They told us if we got a chance to steal away from camp and got over to the Yankee side, we would be free. They said, if we win, all you colored folk will be free. But if the rebels win, you will always be slaves.
And guess who
These
won?
words got into our heads.
Guess who won?
We got
Guess who
together
won? They said the Union, but no. The rebels, because it's still going on.
One night, and we made it.
Passing all kind of crazy laws. African Americans, y'all gotta come out of this. He didn't know that he came from a powerful people. He didn't know. He didn't know that the Constitution gave him freedom soon as he was born. And you see, the Yankees, they didn't tell him that. Oh, we the white gods come to save you. We the Yankees. They didn't say, listen, the Constitution say you are free from birth. It don't matter where you run. You can go anywhere. You is free. Didn't tell him that. Said, oh, we the white man, the Yankees. We save you. You owe us. Those Southerners is bad. But they all cousins. They all related. Hatfields and McCoys. The Constitution said, all born here is free. That's all the Union soldiers had to say. The Constitution is free, y'all. Y'all been free for years. No. Come on over to our Yankee side. We the white Yankee. Come over to us. We love you. Lies, and bumblebee pies. Listen. We gotta take a break. Ooh. I said I'm walking, y'all. Trying to save my feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah! I tell you. Well, I was thinking, I said, finally, I'm able to share with someone outside of me what goes on when I meet up with the ancestors from remembering slavery. Some kind of creative something inside me goes off. So now I know why they don't want us to focus on our ancestors or remember our ancestors. Why you don't remember your family when they die? It's but a moment. And you remember, you don't set up offerings or a libation cup and make sure you have the poor libations to listen to them. They poison you that the mother that gave you life and kept you safe while they was trying to get at you is irrelevant. Honey, mighty boys know that the mothers are very important. But these Hatfields and McCoys, when you just screw with the wife and all the children, it becomes nothing to you. That's not where we're coming from. And then The ancestors told me, because I asked, I was like, for years I asked, how are we going around talking about being the strongest and this country in America? And then the ancestors said, because when they fight, you Moors will fight with them. And they know. They know the history of us. We don't know the history of us. Warriors. Okay? Everything we did superb. Even dominating Europe for 800 years or more. We did it superbly. That Renaissance they talk about, they'll never put us in it. Huh. Whew. So, it's something. When you think on your ancestors and you're proud of yourself, they come to you. I know I was taught that only white people do that, remember? Only white people got the magic. Only white people got voices from the past. Only white people can predict the future. Speaking of predicting the future, I predict that in the 2023 elections and the 2024 elections, Hatfield and McCoy, Democrat or Republican, going to win most of the election races across America. See how psychic I am? You see how psychic I am? They pull out that old, whatever the hell, that Greek philosopher name. They always. Anyway. I love my jaws. I love my jelly jaws. I can hold them. I can grip them. And when I put my face in them, I don't see metal. And I don't feel metal. I don't understand. How are we more afraid today than them voices that you just heard? How is that freaking possible? Oh, grooming. That's why they were so afraid. I used to say to myself, I said, why, when we had to walk by them Hatfields and McCoys, we had to put our heads down. Why we couldn't make eye contact? And they said, oh, because they white and because you black. I said, no. No, it's not that simple. No. No. Then, of course, they got all these war movies and stuff on that we used to have to look at when we didn't have choices. And in the war movies, when they took the prisoner of wars in, they treated them just like they treated our ancestors. Don't look them in the eye. You can't do this. You can't get this. You can't. So I said, wait a minute. That's how they treat prisoners of war. You can't meet in groups. I seen it right here when they gated up and took the South Americans that was trying to put in and put them in concentration camp. And they took their babies. Just like they used to take our babies. They never found their babies. They never gonna find their babies. Just like our ancestors never found their babies. Holy cow. That's prisoners of war treatment. African Americans, Moors, descendants of the Moors. They don't want you to rise up again. Hold your head down. Don't look at me. You're nothing. That's how they break you down. Remember when I was growing, they didn't know where I came from, but they knew I was stupid. They knew my tongue was too thick to say certain European words, so that made me inferior. They knew that a lot of times we would get sick because they would put us in areas, or the only way we can rent, or they probably was all in those sick areas with the lead and all that kind of stuff. Listen. Prisoners of war. Stop saying we weren't treated like we were slaves. We were enslaved in compounds in this country. And why? We were conquered. We were fighters. We lost the war. Only thing I hope is, if anybody ever come over here and get these American Hatfields and McCoys, y'all think wisely. Think wisely. Pick the side wisely. Don't pick the side that foot's still in your ass, stomping on your stomach, choking you, and pulling out your goddamn tongue. Don't go with that side. That's the American side. The side that's going to allow you to politicalize yourself and be able to defend yourself through laws like they attack us through laws. Fitting ready to have y'all voting at damn near 30. These Hatfields and McCoys. Diaspora. Americans. Progressive political party. Get rid of that. The electoral college. Oh, the electoral college helped the Republicans. They help the Hatfields and McCoys. It don't matter if they're Dem or Republicans. That electoral college is there to help them keep us in place. And the only way we can argue it away, legislate it away, or anything is to become politically powerful. Because we got all the power. And knock that shit out the ballpark. I'm talking about the electoral college. Knock that out the ballpark like Reggie Jackson used to do at Yankee Stadium. The Renaissance in England. You're looking at the Renaissance in England, just like the Renaissance in America. This is the skin of the Renaissance in England, in Europe. This is the skin of the Renaissance here in America. And y'all scared. Oh, I hate when the ancestors do this. They are madder than I am, but I'm just their voice. But I gotta get myself right off to get the message to y'all. Every time I pull them out, it was with me for years for African American Theme Park. All my plays, all my screenplays. Tell the story right. Make sure you how strong and powerful we are, we were, your blood is, what we can do. And then I was sitting down and I said, oh, I wonder if Amazon got Remembering Slavery. I had forgot. And then it came right at the time of my birthday. And then I didn't open it. Didn't open the box. It came before my birthday. But that message came through. Girl, what it said was, oh, more. We gonna help you die in comfort. All that stuff you was doing and you didn't understand why. You don't have all that education, because here in America when I was small, they basically said that if you didn't have a bucket load of education, you were stupid, couldn't do nothing. I mean, they could because they're whites and they're extra. But when they taught about us, oh no, if the black people plant a tree, it won't grow. Then you have to go to history and say, we did agriculture. We taught you because Native Americans weren't. We kept you alive. We're still keeping you alive. And they said, oh, the black people are so horrible in New York. Black people ain't never on time for nothing. If you hire them, you won't have to fire them for being late. I couldn't get a bus or a train that could get me to work on time. If I was early, the train would break down. If I was super early, somebody would throw themselves in front of the goddamn train. And I said to myself, wait a minute, why are we so judged so harshly? Oh, then they came out because, of course, we slow. And we did. I'm telling you, that's what I came up under. They couldn't let the world know all the problems that they said, but everything they said about us is them. Oversexed, the majority of the people in jail for sexual offenses is white men. So there's that narrative. All them years, I ain't doing with y'all. The last day of Kwanzaa, and I want to make sure I get this message across. I think the ancestors do. Diaspora, American, Progressive Political Party. We just can't keep screaming in the wind. We have to unite under a political party. If you don't like my diaspora, make one up yourself and let's get busy. The more we have, the more political agencies and representatives we can get into legislation will be better for us, so we can block white fountains. White this, white that, only white only white rule. We take that stuff down. Now, diaspora, Americans, Progressive Political Party. That is the only way to keep the Hatfields and McCoys at bay. Stop all this. Because y'all getting ready to be for a sad awakening. Starting Monday, which is 2023, them Hatfields and McCoys getting ready to kick it up. And all that screaming in the streets and marching in the civil, they're going to pop y'all asses like sitting ducks. Get smart. stash your shit at home, and start your political party. Join a political party for us to keep those Hatfields and McCoys. See, they don't tell the truth. Those Hatfields and McCoys was brought here as COs, correctional officers. The Brits were Warrens, I don't know, wardens of the compound. They had us calling them master. There was no freaking master. That's like you calling the correctional officer right there, master. No. That's what people say. What is wrong with African Americans? And we're like, oh, we don't come together. But I am a political minded person. So I've gone to political meetings. And I've seen us there. So I know if we start our own political party, we will be there. We will be successful. We will back down the Hatfields and McCoys or die trying. I'm saying that, but I know y'all scared of this. Y'all scared of them. Oh, I remember when I was doing my plays for AIDS awareness. And my daughter, we were living in Greenwich at that time. And my daughter came and she said, Ma, because I was doing my AIDS awareness play, and you know, we had the counselors and everything, she would be there, so we knew, she taught her AIDS education. And she said, Ma, she said, you know, they're not teaching AIDS education in school. And I said, in my school, and I said, why? She said, because they tell her that white people don't get AIDS. Only, and y'all remember this, Haitians, blacks, and gays. Now I said to myself, there's no way that this wealthy town public school can be teaching that. They got a whole health department there. There's no way that they are allowing teachers to tell the students that the only people who get HIV/AIDS are blacks, Haitians, and gays. White people don't get it. So I went to the health department. I told them that. I said, listen, I got an AIDS education plan. I got counselors and stuff that can come in. And they looked at me like I had lost my whole mind. Well, this is what I'm telling you when the ancestors come. I marched on them from 9 to 1 o'clock for 5 days. My girlfriend Joyce, she dropped me off and she would pick me up. And I had to burn out because that's how enraged I was. The ignorance of the Hatfields and McCoys. That's what they were teaching. White kids don't get HIV/AIDS. Burn me up. I had signs saying AIDS don't know colors. How can you be so stupid and careless? They talking about careless now. Oh, COVID. Listen. That's what they were doing. So when they started dying from AIDS, like we saw with COVID, they don't say anything. Because they have to keep the narrative. They had to keep the narrative that only Haitians, blacks, Americans, that's because we, you know, the Moors are always thrown in there. This is America. And gays. And I marched around, I had a sign, AIDS don't know colors, dumbasses. No, I didn't put that on the sign. I said AIDS don't know colors. Everybody and anybody can get it. Stop teaching false information. That's why I looked at COVID. I was like, look at these Hatfields and McCoys. The kings and queens of misinformation. Then they said, well, there was the white people came out. AIDS is caused by the devil. Well, guess who the devils is? That's where the blacks come in. See? Haitian, blacks, gays. The devil comes in with the blacks. That's us. So they said, oh, only blacks, Haitian, and gays get AIDS. And then they started dying and their kids started dying. Yep, so we're going to finish up because we'll finish up our tape on Martin Luther King Day, and I got to take it west with me now and I'm taking all the ancestors west with me. I'm going to make a collage type thing with billboards so I can roll it up and take it with me of the ancestors. So, yep, this is another thing there because this was during the time I wrote this. It was doing when Reagan took all the drugs and dumped them in the community and then went back and started arresting the African Americans they gave it to, threw it in jail. That was another Hatfield and McCoy plan that's supported by all. Remember Hatfields and McCoys, Dems, Republicans, Socialists, Independent, Green, because they still talk the same thing. Politics of drugs, women's vaginas, screwing babies, stealing. Okay, so back to African American theme park. This is a path, you can walk the path. The Civil Rights March, the sit-ins, nonviolent marches, boycott trail, Civil Rights March on Washington. And so to get in, you can walk the trail, but of course I said you come in through the entrance. And we go to production studios because when I tell y'all I was sick of, now I wrote a whole book that put my ideas. I don't have the book here, but then I put in all the reasons for all these things and why we need them, but I don't have the book in front of me. And production studios, so we can develop our own scripts. Because as I said, I only wrote good things about African Americans, and that was not going to sell, and it ain't going to sell, just like me now. Look, I'm doing a morning show while I'm walking on a treadmill, and it's me and maybe 3 people. Every now and again, when I get up to 4 views, I'm like, 4 views? Wow! So, the production studios, because all they would let us do is be buffoons. We weren't scientists, we weren't doctors, we weren't lawyers, we were teachers, but that's it. And we we were the drug addicts, we were the prostitutes, we were the single parent. Do y'all remember Claudia? Okay. Well, that's the stuff that they would allow to put on. Claudia was a single a parent with children, trying to raise them in New York. She met that was Diane Carroll. She met James Earl Jones, and the daughter, who I believe now, I just remember, is Kim Field's mother. was in it, and of course they're fighting the inner city stuff. And Germs O'Ray is staying with her, and then when the social worker comes over, because they used to come to your house, that's how disrespectful they were. They would come to your house, and they would want to know what's in your closet and all kind of stuff like that. So of course Julia and them had to hide everything. And thank goodness they started busting them in their head when they started showing up like that, like they somebody mama. All disrespectful and stuff, like I had Phil and McCoy. And when they started busting them in their head, they stopped coming. So that's what kind of movies we'd have. We'd have Cooley High, drugs, killing drugs, drugs, killing, always prostitutes, always crying. That's what it was. Always crying. Always crying. Every movie, every show that we were in, if it was dramatic, we was always crying. Oh, no, please, mouse, ooh, mouse, ooh. I mean, tears, oh, everything. Well, the police would come to the door with the mother, and he said, "We got your child. Your child is no good." Mother said, "Oh, no, master, please don't take my child. Please don't take my child." I was like, this is what this is, this is. So I wanted production studios. So that's why I wanted Stacey Abrams to win, because I wanted to go to Georgia to see Tyler Perry's production studios, because he's doing just what I wanted to do, but I put it in the book. I don't have the book here now. Dmitry, I think I got like 2 copies left. And of course the originals. And I just got tired of it. I every time I turned around, we were sitting down crying. So they just were displaying us as weak, drug, all the things that they truly are. Okay? The red state, the meth states, the blue states, the Oxycontin states, the red states, the Oxycontin, meth, and crack states. You know? So, but Stacey Abrams didn't win the election, and there's no way I'm going to Georgia, because in them hills in Georgia, it's folks that eat folks. Okay? I told y'all, the Brits took them Scottish and them Irish from out those hills, out those trees, out those prisons, and sent them over here to keep control of the captured Moors. And they're just reverting back to what they are. So they up in those hills. FBI, CIA, Homeland Security don't go up in them hills. Okay? That's how bad them hills are. So no, once Stacey Abrams lost, I knew that this was all a ruse with that pimp or stupid. And that's the choices. That's the choices for African Americans. Not a scientist wanting to be a politician to help agriculturally, help with the water, something like that. No, they don't want that. So I'm not going. When them hillbillies slide down to them hills on them African Americans down there, and I hope they prepared to pop them like popcorn. But when they slide down them hills and them houses, or they slide up from them lowlands, I hope them folks in Georgia is ready to pop popcorn. That's all I'm saying. But for me, Stacey Abrams losing, man, I ain't coming there, because I know them Hatfields and McCoys going to slide down. Just be ready, y'all. So that's what I wanted the production to do, soap operas about us. And I wrote quite a few treatments for it. But, so that I knew it wouldn't go, to, and though Tyler Perry has his studios, that's for a different generation. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I wanted to go to see the studios, which I'll probably never see. Because, honey, she ain't win as governor. That means the Hatfields and McCoys still rule royally, and they gonna come down. They slide down. Then they slide down and slide up the Capitol. Okay, so we'll see African Americans again, be born again, on Martin Luther King birthday. And I don't think I'll be able to get it, to take it with me when I go west, because then I have to put it in one of those carrying things, and I'm gonna have luggage and all kind of stuff like that. And I say my feet into. Yes, when we meet on Monday, walking will be in our 3rd year of walking. On Monday, when we meet up for the walk, I'm walking, y'all. We are starting year 3. Year 3. Yeah. 13. I said I'm walking, y'all. I feel good. That's why I'm going west. I'm going to a state that never entertained the enslavement of the Moor people. I want to go to a Native American reservation. Come walk with me. Leave some offerings. Your feet and toes. Ask some forgiveness. I said, come walk with me. Do my writing. Save your feet and toes. And then bring my butt home. Yeah. Thanks for your support all through the year. And thanks for your support in the new year. Come walk with me. Happy Emancipation Proclamation Day. Freedom Day. Emancipation Proclamation. Thank you. Have a great day. See you on Monday.